I refuse to accept the notion that people are somehow innately surprised by this behavior. And by innate, I mean like deep down kind of surprised by this behavior. No one's really surprised, not by this behavior, not by this political ideology, not by the ideology itself, not by the racism, not by the hatred, not by the bigotry, not by the prejudice, none of that. They're not surprised by none of that. All of this is literally baked into America's identity. It is America's innate, inherent reflex to default to racism whenever they're pushed, whenever they are confronted, whenever they are requested to behave in human or decency's terms. They are 100% reflexively aligned to racism and a racist ideology. And it's in almost every last one of them. It is in almost every last one of them. And only the good ones, so-called good ones, are capable of identifying it, calling it out for what it is internally, what we call in the Black community shadow work, and then pushing it to the side and coming up with a more concrete, closer to humane determination for why it is this particular event is happening.
I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
And these people are then vilified in their own communities as being academic or too woke, or which is another way of saying educated. They have made being educated a derogatory term, because only an uneducated person would hate another person for no identifiable reason other than phenotype, for no justifiable reason other than phenotype. Only a short-sighted and myopic, wicked, backwards, mal-educated person would uplift Hitler, talking about the good that he brought to the world by exterminating 6 million Jewish people. Ashkenazi European Jews. Now I'm seeing what they did and what they're doing over there in the Gaza, in Palestine, and to the Arab. I see all of that. And we can call that out for exactly what it is. That's a genocide done by the hands of white people against a brown people. These people aren't from the root. They're not from the fabric. They are not Jews by history's terms. They are Jews by religious determination, religious ideology, and religious commitment on the surface, because anybody who has a religion that allows for and accepts and or endorses that result like Amalek.
You must remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible, and we do remember, and we are fighting our brave troops and combatants who are now in Gaza or around Gaza and in all other regions in Israel.
Like mowing the lawn or things of that nature, any type of religion that can within itself find comfort in that type of result is evil. So these people aren't true Jews. They're not Jewish people. They're not Jewish people by ethnicity. They are Jewish people by assimilation. Period. Full stop, period. And moving right past that, the same thing can be said true for the Christian in America who would burn a cross on your lawn, who would lynch you, or who would put up a flag in their office of a goddamn swastika. But like I always say, racism is a coward sport. So look at how he blends it into the American flag. 70-something million people in this country, which is far more than what Hitler had when he took over his, 70-something million people in this country are just fine with that result. They are just fine with seeing that flag hanging in that man's office, so-called man's office, really a pussy, a milquetoast, cowardly, Trump-ass, bitch-made pussy that has that hanging in his office. And the only reason why he has it hanging in his office, and the only reason why I call him those derogatory terms, is because y'all weren't coming like that until this orange cretin went into office. Until this orange cretin got into office, y'all weren't coming like that. You weren't acting like that. You didn't have that smoke or that energy or none of that. You were cowardly, bro. You guys were quarantined to 4chan and Groypers and all these other weird applications and social communal narrative, not narratives, but social communal environments where you people subsisted in. But because you believe this cracker is your savior, you believe this bloated, bloviated, blowhard, backwards-minded, child-raping, Cheeto-looking maggot is your savior. You've created and erected gold iconography around this dude. You guys have literally elevated him to the golden calf.
Who shall drink bitter waters? Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
And you because you don't have a savior. The reason why those in this lore, because that's not necessarily a truism, but the reason why the Jews in the Bible's narrative in Genesis erected a golden calf is because they did not have an identifiable path to a religious belief system or a religious structure. So they made their own. And that's exactly what these 21st century devils have done. Just like those medieval devils did back then. You created your own hero. You created your own deity. And you've bestowed all of these beliefs into that belief system surrounding Donald Trump. Oh, he had to be elevated by God. Now everything these people are talking about is somehow theologically inspired. Listen to Derek Trump. Listen to Eric Trump. Listen to Donald Trump. Listen to the people surrounding Donald Trump. All these nonsensical narratives about being elevated by God and God chosen because he missed the sniper's bullet.
God was protecting me. Maybe because God wanted to see our country do better or do really well, make America great again. But God was protecting me, Brian. I'll tell you, it's...
1 minute later.
I mean, you know, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven.
Goddamn right.
So I thought Charlie Kirk was a Christian, right? And he was all this Chris. So what did it mean by him getting sniped? He got sniped and Donald Trump stayed. Arguably, one is more virtuous than the other. One is more, at least, with Charlie Kirk, you have an unabashed white nationalist and racist. Donald Trump won't even come out and be thorough with you people. He won't even come out and be thorough. You know why he won't come? Because he don't really care about you, bro. That's why he won't come out and be thorough with you, because it's not really about you. It's about himself. All of it's about himself. You're just a bug. You're not even a fly on the wall. You are a bug, something insignificant. And when you guys fail, because you are destined to fail, evil has never triumphed on this planet for very long. And I by very long, look at the length and the history of this planet. Look at how long this planet has existed. And look at all the things that have came out strong as they want to be, vicious as they want to be, cruel as they want to be, evil as they want to be. And at the end of the day, those things are destroyed. They are artifacts now in a museum somewhere.
That belongs in a museum.
And that's what you people are going to be.
That ship belongs in a museum.
And at the end of the day, when that happens to you, because it's a when, not a if, he's going to call you, or his son or the people around him are going to call you like they speak in these back alley chat rooms amongst themselves. They're going to call you losers, because that's exactly what you are.
President Trump growing increasingly frustrated with some of his own supporters.
It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net.
President Trump made a campaign promise to release the Epstein files, but last week the Justice Department and FBI contradicted the swirling conspiracies and said they would not release more evidence.
And you're not a loser. It's fitting that Jillian Michaels is a part of you guys' number, because you're not just a loser, you're the biggest losers. You are the biggest losers.
Politics is usual.